And we are back here on the GSMC Football Podcast. And for the final part of the show, we are going to now preview tonight's Super Bowl rematch between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. I did see on a sporting account that I follow that obviously we talked about it in the injury segment. So Jordan Travis, the Florida State quarterback, so he confirmed that his Florida State career is over after the injury that he suffered. So he's going to enter the NFL draft, I'm assuming. Now, I know people are saying, like, where is he going to go in the NFL draft if that ends up being the case? So we'll have to see. But, yeah, I mean, that's just not what you want. And obviously, Florida State's having a really good season, and it's going to be tough for them now, with the college football playoffs eventually starting. They're probably not going to go as far as they would have hoped now with their backup quarterback playing. It's just unfortunate that had to happen. But anyways, let's get right into the Super Bowl rematch here. So last year's Super Bowl was amazing. That was one of the better Super Bowls. Obviously, there was some controversy at the end, of course, with the holding flag on Bradbury, on Juju Smith-Schuster, and that effectively ended the game. The Chiefs kicked the field goal, and, they won the Super Bowl, 38-35. And, it was weird because Patrick Mahomes didn't pass for over 200 yards in the game. But he did have 3 touchdowns in the game. He had Jalen Hurts. He played well also. He had that long touchdown to A.J. Brown. He, of course, ran the ball as well. He fumbled the ball at one point, too, and Nick Bolton ran it back for a touchdown. So you could look at that as kind of being, the difference in that game. Because, again, it was only a 3-point game. The line dropped down to 2.5. It was at 3.5. Now it's down to 2. So, we'll see how it goes. But, the Eagles are coming in. They're going to be without Dallas Goedert, which I think is a big loss there. I think the Eagles are going to feel that this week. Both teams actually are coming off of byes. But, yeah, not having Dallas Goedert, because Dallas Goedert had a good Super Bowl. He made some big catches in that game. So they're going to miss him. The Chiefs are going to be without Nick Bolton on defense. So, 2 impact players from that game are not going to be in this game. Obviously, looking at Hurts and Mahomes' stats, Mahomes has 2 more touchdowns. They have the same amount of interceptions. They both have 8. And you look at, how the offenses and defenses stack up against each other. So the Chiefs are averaging, 274.8 passing yards per game. The Eagles are averaging 260.8. The Eagles are 8th in rushing. The Chiefs are 19th. But Isaiah Pacheco, I think, has done a nice job this year running the football. The Eagles are 3rd in points per game. Chiefs are 11th. And then on the defensive side of the ball, the Chiefs are 5th against the pass. Eagles' defense is 30th. But they're first against the run. They're giving up an average of 66.3 rushing yards per game. And the Chiefs are 17th, giving up an average of 112.2. And then points allowed, the Chiefs' defense is 2nd. Eagles' defense is 17th. So, yeah, the Eagles' defense has not been as good as last year. Because last year, their defense was a sack machine. What was it? They had, 4 guys, multiple, with double-digit sacks. It was something like that. I could be getting something mixed up there. But, yeah, the Eagles, I would say their weakness this year has been their defense. And you'd be surprised, but the Chiefs' offense hasn't been, clicking on all cylinders. Their defense has been pretty good. So this game is going to be a little. I think it's going to be lower scoring than what the Super Bowl was last year. If it's high scoring, I'll take it. Again, I think the Dallas Goedert injury, I think that that hurts the Eagles. We'll see how DeAndre Swift does tonight. Hoping he doesn't do that good because I'm going up against him in one of my leagues, and we're down by it's a partner league, so we're down by we're down by 3 or 2, and we have Harrison Butker and they have DeAndre Swift. So can Harrison Butker outscore DeAndre Swift? I mean, maybe, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I got the Chiefs winning this game. I think it's going to be close. Again, the Eagles, the question marks on defense. That's the other thing too. I mean, the Chiefs could definitely get it going. The secondary has been that's been the issue. Has been the secondary. And the Eagles they've turned the ball over more than they should have. It almost cost them against Dallas. When Swift fumbled. I mean, the Cowboys could have got the ball, and they could have turned that into points at the end. They still ended up driving down the field anyways, but they couldn't score. But yeah, I mean, you got the Kelsey brothers. You got a Kelsey and Swift on one side, and you got a Kelsey and Swift on the other. I think is she going to be there? I don't even know. I have no idea. We'll see. But if she is, you know that they're going to constantly be showing it every chance they get. Definitely got to take a listen to the New Heights podcast, the Kelsey brothers, because it's a big game. I mean, listen, we could see these two teams playing in the Super Bowl again, which I'm fine with that, as long as it's a good Super Bowl. I don't think that's going to be the case this year. I think it's going to be different teams, but we'll have to see how it all goes. But yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to this game. And we'll see if the Chiefs can get it going offensively. And both teams are coming off of byes. So, they're going to be rested for this game. And, I mean, it's a great way to end the week. Super Bowl rematch. So, I mean, it's going to be an Arrowhead. So, that's why I'm kind of leaning towards the Chiefs. But, I mean, the Eagles definitely can win this game. I mean, again, these are the two best teams in football playing each other. So anything is possible. I mean, in my spread pool, the Eagles were getting 3.5. So I took the points there. I mean, we'll see. But like I said, I think because let's look at the. I want to go back to the Super Bowl here, and we'll look at the stats for the game. So yeah, Mahomes went 21 of 27, 182 yards, 3 touchdowns. Hurts went 27 to 38. He had 340 yards passing and a touchdown. He actually had 3 rushing touchdowns in the game. 70 yards on the ground rushing. Obviously, he did fumble the ball that led to the Nick Bolton touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco had a rushing touchdown in the game. Kelsey, scored a touchdown in the game. That was the Chiefs' first drive. Because that was the thing. Like, that was when you knew it was going to be a good Super Bowl. When you had the Eagles go down the field, score a touchdown, and the Chiefs answered right away with a touchdown of their own. We were in for a good day, and it was a good Super Bowl. But yeah, Kelsey, of course, was our leading receiver, 81 yards receiving. Juju Smith-Schuster, he was our second leading receiver, is no longer on the team, although he probably wishes he still was because not having fun in New England. Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore both had touchdowns in their game, or in this game. But they only had 1 reception for 5 yards. Toney had, Sky Moore had 1 for 4. Those are their only catches. And Kadarius Toney had that big punt return that set up one of the touchdowns. But yeah, he really he has not been good for the Chiefs. Jalen Hurts, leading rusher, 3 rushing touchdowns. Devontae Smith had a good Super Bowl, 7 receptions for 100 yards. A.J. Brown had 6 for 96 and a touchdown, the long touchdown. But yeah, Dallas Goedert, 6 receptions for 60 yards. They're not going to have him in this game. So, and that's I think that's a big loss. We'll see how it goes tonight. But I'm really looking forward to this game, and then that'll bring us into week 12, Thanksgiving. I mean, it's already here. I can't believe it. That's it's a holiday that doesn't get a lot of respect. Yeah. So how this week is gonna go though? There won't be a Thanksgiving show, but I will be doing the show on Friday. So we'll preview we'll recap the games and we'll preview the Black Friday game between the Dolphins and the Jets. So we got a show today, of course. I'm doing it right now. Tomorrow, Wednesday, no show Thursday, and then just the football podcast on Friday. There'll be no baseball podcast for this week, and maybe something will happen, and that'll give us stuff to talk about next week when that returns. But yeah, so that's kind of how the week will shape up, with Thanksgiving. But yeah, so I hope everybody enjoys the game tonight. Another average week in the spread pool. So I'm hoping that the Eagles cover tonight. So at least I get 8 once again. I think this would be like my third week in a row that I get 8. So, but I mean, now with all the teams coming back from bye, I don't think there's any more bye weeks after. Actually, no, I think there is still bye weeks, but next week every team plays. So hopefully I have a good week, because we're running out of time here. Got to make up some ground here, and I need a big week, but I just don't know who to pick. Like Thanksgiving, I really don't know who to pick. So I mean, we'll see. But actually, let's see with this game now. The other thing too is, what's the over under in this game? It's 45.5. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like, because, last year's score was, big. It was, what was the total? If I can do math. It was 73, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get to that. I think you might see, might be like a 27-23 game. Maybe a little lower than that. So that actually would hit the over. Yeah, I don't know, because you got the Chiefs' offense has been struggling. The Eagles, they're going up against a good defense. Yeah, I'm gonna say. I said 27-23, and then and I said the Chiefs would win, but the Eagles would cover. They wouldn't cover there. I'm going to say, okay, so then I would say final score is going to be 26-23 Chiefs in favor of the Eagles covering. So, but let me know what you guys think. How do you think this game is going to shape out? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the show today. We'll be back again tomorrow. We'll talk some other stuff. We'll actually get into some college football things. We'll talk about all the stuff happening with Michigan and Jim Harbaugh. So we'll talk about that on the show tomorrow, and some other stuff as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the show today. So that is all the time that we have. I thank you guys for watching. Once again, as always, I'm your host, Kenneth Gruenfelder, signing off from the GSMC Football Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Have a good day. Enjoy the game tonight, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.